only thing the boxing people don't know is more. The only thing they know is how much the guy runs and trains. But when they come in 2 minutes in the ring, anything can happen. I don't care what, anything can happen.
See, or he's overrated. And I'm not saying he's that. I'm just saying that it didn't matter enough to go and do what he had to do.
Actually countering Canelo Alvarez quite a bit. So as Canelo would throw, he would just sit there, wait, block, and then boom, an uppercut or a right hand. Another mistake that Canelo was making too is he was throwing like one shot and then he was coming back squared.
Mike Tyson warned everyone. Teddy Atlas exposed the truth. And then Crawford destroyed Canelo. This fight changed boxing forever, and here's why. Mike Tyson didn't hold back after Canelo Alvarez's crushing loss to Terence Crawford. He called Canelo overrated and said Alvarez looked ordinary once he stepped into the ring with Crawford. Tyson explained that Crawford's skill, speed, and precision exposed weaknesses that fans had ignored for years. While Crawford proved he is one of boxing's all-time greats, Tyson reminded everyone that Canelo's hype had always been bigger than his actual dominance.
Prime, you gonna catch him?
My man's telling you, but when those guys started beating Chavez was already an old man, though. I gotta get from then, though. You gotta get him there. You know, he had close on. It was, man, he got him beaten in like 90-0 before he got beat. Oh. You gotta look at those scenarios, too, man.
Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas also criticized Canelo Alvarez. According to Atlas, Canelo's reputation was built more on promotion than pure skill. He argued that Canelo's career has been carefully managed, with opponents handpicked to make him look unbeatable. Atlas believes many of Canelo's biggest wins came against fighters who were either past their prime or chosen because their style suited him. In his eyes, Canelo's image as the king of boxing is more marketing myth than reality.
Quite as up in arms. We actually sometimes said he fought a smart fight. But when he didn't fight the kind of fight to make it an entertaining fight against our guy, against the popular Canelo, again, the king, so to speak, then we completely attacked the guy. So I think that that's got to be looked at a little bit, to be fair.
Mike Tyson even predicted before the fight that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo. He said Crawford's adaptability and ring IQ made him different from anyone Canelo had faced. Tyson's confidence showed that he never viewed Canelo as an unstoppable fighter, and the fight proved him right.
Fight. Great fight. Right? I want to say Crawford. Why am I saying 50-50?
You don't think it's 50-50?
60-40, but you gonna tell him which one?
You think Crawford can stop him?
Crawford can stop anybody. I'm not saying he can't, he's going to, but he can't.
Other boxing experts also believe Canelo's career was built carefully to protect his image. After his one-sided loss to Floyd Mayweather, Alvarez became more selective with opponents. He often fought aging fighters or those who matched well with his style. While this helped him win belts and keep his star power, it left questions about whether he really tested himself against the very best in their prime. For critics, this proved Canelo avoided challenges that could have cemented his legacy as a true all-time great.
Alright, this guy right here is overrated as fuck, and I'ma tell you why. Now, early on in his career, when he was the young up-and-coming contender, undefeated at the time, we all remember that infamous match with Floyd Mayweather where he just got dog-walked. Floyd Mayweather completely outboxed him, completely outclassed him. That fight ended up being a split decision, which is crazy because if you've seen the fight with your own two eyes, I don't think Canelo landed one clean punch on Mayweather the entire fight, and it wasn't even close. Also, early on in his career, he was accused and caught cheating performance enhancers, and you know what they say, once a dirty fighter, always a dirty fighter, even though that's not factually the case because he was able to move on with his career, bounce back from that loss, bounce back from the cheating accusations, and make like a great boxing legacy for himself. In the court of public opinion, normally with most fighters that are, you know, caught cheating at any point in this career, it always sticks with them, but with Canelo, it seems like everybody forgets. Now, obviously, to this day, he's still looked at as one of the faces, if not the face of boxing. But I think the way people accuse Floyd, especially in the back half of his career, of picking and choosing his fights, you know, protecting his own, protecting his legacy, Canelo definitely has followed the Floyd Mayweather model. Not only in his game, he became a more defensive fighter after fighting Mayweather, and especially as of late, he's not taking as much punishment. but it's also because he's not fighting very dangerous fighters. And when he does, he gets exposed. One of his also top, more formidable opponents was Triple G, that trilogy. The first fight was a draw. The second two fights, Canelo won by unanimous decision and an ununanimous decision for the third. But I don't think the results, reflected the fights.
Against Terence Crawford, those doubts became reality. Crawford, fighting as a southpaw with sharp movement, completely controlled the ring. He shut down Canelo's offense and made him look flat and predictable. Canelo struggled to land combinations, barely used his jab, and relied on single punches. Crawford dictated the pace from start to finish, exposing Canelo's lack of adjustments. Many analysts agreed this fight showed, more than ever, that Canelo's reputation as an untouchable superstar was exaggerated.
I think there was a lot that we could learn from both of them. I think there's something that Terence Crawford did very well. He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. Like as soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. And then occasionally he would go low. Canelo Alvarez could not pop his. He couldn't get inside because pretty much Bud, he's a southpaw, and I feel like Terence Crawford. I feel like Canelo Alvarez had problems with southpaws, but not just that, dude. It was the range of what Terence Crawford had, dude, and not just that, man. Terence Crawford was actually countering Canelo Alvarez quite a bit. So as Canelo would throw, he would just sit there, wait, block, and then boom, an uppercut or a right hand. Another mistake that Canelo was making too is he was throwing like one shot, and then he was coming back squared, and that's when Terence Crawford would actually catch him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw and maybe push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez as what he would do in these fights. Allegiant Stadium, there was a lot of people there. Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. I mean, looking at the fight, bro, like it was competitive. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford, man. I don't know how many rounds I actually gave Canelo, but I want to see a rematch. Because Canelo did mention, I didn't feel good. Like my body was it wasn't reacting. My mind wanted to, but there was something physically with my body that it just felt different. So, but overall, I mean, boxing tends to put these big events. These fights don't show out like the UFC.
Canelo's defeat shocked the boxing world. His post-fight interviews showed uncertainty, with rumors that he might even consider retirement. The way Crawford dismantled him looked like the end of Canelo's time at the top. For fans, this fight marked a major shift, the passing of the torch. Canelo's aura of invincibility was gone, while Crawford rose as the new face of boxing. Overnight, the conversation changed from Canelo the King to is Canelo's career almost over?
Crawford was going to create history. I told you guys this before he fought Sean Porter. I said that Terence Bud Crawford can beat first ballot Hall of Famer and superstar and legend Canelo Alvarez. I've been saying this for years, that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And tonight, he did just that. He did just that. Not only did he beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, but he arguably retired Canelo Alvarez, who after the fight, Canelo Alvarez stated that he's done everything that he needed to do in the sport of boxing. When asked do he want a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez said, "It's no need." He gave no indications of a rematch. And Canelo Alvarez stated that he's a Hall of Famer, he's a winner, just being there made him a winner, right? And he stated that he's done everything he needed to do in the sport of boxing. That's what he said. Canelo Alvarez got schooled once again. I told you guys, styles make fights. This particular style of boxers and counterpunchers and movers has historically given Canelo Alvarez problems. And as I told you guys, right? Terence Crawford can fight any which way he chooses to fight. He's just that much more versatile.
Terence Crawford making history when he came up against Canelo Alvarez and he won it on points in Las Vegas. And that means he takes all of his super middleweight belts, becoming the first fighter in the modern era to become undisputed champion in 3 weight classes. The man to my left was in Spain. Mr. Jordan got out his bed at 5 in the morning and watched it, and he no doubt saw Crawford speaking post-fight.
The great things come to those who wait. You know, the cream always rise to the top. All the time that they blocked me out, they said I wouldn't fight nobody. I can't beat this dude. I can't beat that dude. Every time that I got a chance, I wiped the floor with him. So just imagine where I would have been at today if I had got them opportunities a long time ago. But then again, it wasn't my time. My time is now, and I'm happy that everything played out the way it did. And you're looking at the undisputed champion of the world right now.
That is for sure. Is he the modern day GOAT now, Simon?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you can make the argument for Usyk too. I'm surprised he speaks like that because it's not normally the way he speaks. And the fact that he's got 3 undisputed means that he must have been given certain opportunities. So I'm surprised he felt the need to say that, but perhaps there was reasons behind it. I mean, Alvarez thought they were going to get him cold because he hadn't fought for 13, 14 months, had some surgery and stuff like that. And the other side of the argument is they've got an Alvarez that's been fighting lesser than opposition. That is not what he once was before. He was there to be beaten by someone of the standard of Terence Crawford, which they're very few and far between.